Hey guys, Gozyuger here with a double review. This time I'll be reviewing the action hero GozyuEagle and GozyuUnicorn from No.1 Sentai Gozyuger. These are posable action figures of the final two Gozyuger members, and each include one accessory. Now, I do know that it took a while for me to get back into reviews, and I'm sorry for how much time it took. It just kind of took me some time to fully settle back into my apartment and be ready to film reviews again, and also I did want to wait until a time where I felt like I had enough things come in that I felt like I would be able to get back into providing a consistent streak of reviews week to week. So, thank you for patience, and with that said, let's get started. First up, we'll take a look at GozyuEagle. So, starting from the head, we have the helmet, which is designed to look like the GozyuEagle Sentai ring. So you can see the eagle motif there in the eyes as well as the beak. You have the visor. You still have that pattern of the visor going all the way around the head like a ring. It's got some nice paint to it. We've got the body, where we can see a couple of different shades of green that are pretty distinct from each other. You have the standard chest piece with the claw marks going over the shoulders. Have the center with the green ring. You've got the Tsumega buckle here in the middle. You've got the hands and details on the legs and feet. And of course, it's not as painted on the back. Articulation-wise, it is pretty standard for an action hero figure. Got some movement side to side, a little bit up and down. The shoulders, they go in and out, though are blocked by shoulder pads. And go around about this much. Got a bicep swivel, sand joint elbow, and wrist swivel. Let's have a ball joint at the torso. Let's go forward and back, in and out, and they do extend on a stalk to allow for a little bit more range of articulation. You have a thigh swivel, deep single joint knees, and ball joint ankles. For his accessory, as with all the other Gozyugers except for Goju Polar, does come with a Tegasword. It's done up in nice gold and blue, goes black for the handle. And that can just be placed in the right hand to allow for him to be posed. Second, we'll take a look at GozyuUnicorn, who has quite a few things that make her stand out from the rest of the team. So starting off from the helmet, you got the unicorn design with the horse-like kind of eyes and ears up here. You got the horn sticking out of the head, and the mouthpiece does look like a horse's snout. Got the visor that goes all the way around. And it should be noted, as I probably mentioned back in my review of her transmission ring and weapon, that she is the first female Black Ranger in Sentai history, so, another first for the series. Now as you come down to the chest, we do have it kind of starting as standard, but it does get a little bit unique from here. You do have the same shoulder piece, with the claws going on the shoulder and down into the chest. However, unlike with the rest of their team, who have the ring colored in their own individual color, because the base suit is already black, they decided to go with a different color, in this case pink. And it is interesting that they went with pink for the accent colors, because while she's not a Pink Ranger, with this being the 50th anniversary, the pink accents were probably meant to be in homage to the single female ranger of the original Go Ranger team, that being the Pink Ranger Momo Ranger. Indeed, those accents continue through the arms as well as on the skirt, which is done up in a soft, flexible plastic, so it does allow for some movement. And you can see that, they do kind of need to add some accent colors to help break up all of the black in the suit. And in fact, even down to the fact that the kind of cuff pieces, which for the male rangers are usually their team color, are here done up in gold. You still got the same basic designs. Still has the buckle on the waist, and going into the back. You can see that the skirt kind of acts as side pieces and doesn't limit too much the articulation. Going into the legs, you can see that another thing that stands out about them is that, once again, unlike with her male teammates, instead of the shin pieces being done up in her ranger color, instead they're done up in white to kind of make them look like high boots, as well as having some pink trim on the insides. Translation-wise, it's still pretty standard, though she actually does seem to have a little bit of extra range in the head, possibly because they gave her a bit of a smaller collar compared to the others. Though she does have the same general range of movement. And as you can see, the skirt does, to some degree move out of the way, although it does prevent her legs from going too far out to the side. But she's still pretty posable, and one major difference also is, just to kind of reflect the general difference between males and females, she is a little shorter than the male rangers. But like the others, she still includes a Tega sword, which she can still grip quite well. And can be used for posing. And there we go. So overall, there isn't too much to say about these figures that hasn't been said about the other ones that I've reviewed so far. Like with the others, they are well detailed, well articulated, and overall good representations of these rangers in figure form. And honestly, it just feels nice to actually have the full team now. Although I will say it feels weird how they released them, and the fact that, they did release Red, Wolf pretty early on, and then a few months later we got Blue and Yellow at the same time as the 6th Ranger, which is odd, and then they released the power-up form for Red, and then they released these two last out of the main team. And it does feel weird that they would spread the releases out so far, because it made it uncertain if they were even going to release the full team, especially because it's been a long time since we've gotten Sentai action figures like at just the standard retail price point in this scale. But it is nice that they did manage to release the full Gozyuger team. And my one criticism with these is pretty much the same as it's been with the others, which is that it's a shame that these only include the Tega sword and not their personal weapons. And I'm actually going to also bring something up that some of you guys might mention to me, which is that, maybe a week or two after they finally released these two, They also made an announcement that Bandai is going to be releasing basically special bundle sets featuring metallic colored versions of the Gozyugers that also include not just the Tegaswords, but their personal weapons. The only catch being that they are exclusive to Costco Japan. And yes, Costco actually exists in Japan. It just surprised me that there would be these kind of exclusive sets at a place like this. And yeah, that, like, to me that stings a little bit because, you know, it's been something where, you know, it felt like they were being stingy and, you know, deliberately choosing to only give them one accessory. So the fact that they could do this the whole time makes me wonder why they didn't do it. And I'm just going to say for myself that I may get those sets for the fact that they include the weapons, which has, again, been my one, like, sore point about these. But it's, I would say don't expect them anytime too soon, because for what it's worth, with them being exclusive, like, any attempt to try to get them is going to be pretty pricey. So if I do get them, it's probably going to be at a point where I feel like I can afford it. But for now, I would say that, you know, if you are fond of these Rangers and you want an action figure of them at this scale, I can certainly recommend these figures. I just think it's a shame that they would, you know, just give, you know, hold out, or, yeah, it just feels like, you know, a little hard to express, but it does feel like quite a shame that they would hold out on the fans only to then turn around and do something like that. You know, I am still fond of Bandai toys, but times like those do just irk me to some degree. Next time I'll be reviewing the Deluxe Zets Driver 4-form change set. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.